Hello, hello. I am Chantal Francis, also known as Miss Tiero or Miss Tiero, and here with my co-host,
Jane.
right on cue. So, Newageology 101 is our podcast, and we kind of decided that we wanted to learn about different things in the universe, and then at the same time teach each other and then teach you guys listening and watching all the things that we find fascinating about our world. So today we both kind of fell in line with kind of a similar topic, that being dreams. So, Jane, do you want to start? And then I will interject as I interject, because we're both going to be talking about the same thing, but in different aspects of it.
Yeah. So right now we're in Pisces season, and Pisces rules dreams. And so what's happening right now, everyone just seems to be having such vivid dreams, even people that don't normally dream. I'm kind of one of those people. I don't normally dream, or if I do dream, I completely forget it. But right now I'm in this period where it's just been like dream after dream after dream. And it's just like such intense dreams where I'm able to, they call it lucid dreaming. So you're able to control your dreams and control what happens. And it's really cool when that happens. But right now it's just, it's a time for dreaming, and it's a time of introspection and evaluating what has happened to you within this past 12 months, because we're setting up the stage basically for Aries, which is happening March 21st. So right now it's not really a time to do anything. It's a time to reflect and really just contemplate the past 12 months and figure out what you want to leave behind and what you want to continue to bring with you on the next chapter of your life.
So dreams, like, I think people don't even realize how important dreams are. There's been lots of studies done that people, if they weren't able to dream, they'd actually go what we would call crazy. So dreams are kind of like a way into the subconscious. And what I find is really, really, really crazy and fascinating. So because when you're dreaming, you're in your subconscious of your reality, your real world. So like things are a little bit murky and a little bit, they don't fully make sense. But what is always going to be consistent and constant is all the symbols in the dream. So for instance, if you have a dream about water and you're in a boat and you're traveling and the water is like crashing and it's all over the place. Well, water, what have we learned about water within the tarot? Water represents emotions. So what kind of emotional turmoil are you in right now, and what is not flowing in your emotions? And like, are you having huge emotional outbursts in your waking life? And that's kind of how it shows up in your dream life. So I thought it was like the craziest thing when I was looking at the tarot cards. So I went through all the tarot cards and I looked at all like the different, any different elements in the picture. Because tarot cards are also supposed to connect with your subconscious, I was like, well, let's see what happens if I take the image, like the symbols in the tarot card, and look it up in a dream dictionary. So I looked up pretty much all like the obvious symbols, and I'm just going to go through a few of them. So water, as I was saying, was emotions. It's talking about the subconscious state of mind. But then I looked up a bench, and it's about procrastination or time to sit down or take a break. And when I look at the tarot card, that's what the card means. It's like to sit down, take a break, relax. And I'm like, what? This is crazy. So when I see a tree in the tarot card, it's talking about hope, growth, setting foundations, having things stem from the bottom to the top, like really having the germination stage of like cultivating something big. I'm like, every time I see a tree in tarot, that's what that card usually means. So I went and I made like pages and pages of notes, because like I always knew that all these symbols meant something. Like I knew that they were related to the subconscious, and they're classic symbols that everybody recognizes. But when I actually went through every single one in the Dream Dictionary, I was like, I was able to understand each of the cards even more. So let me find one. So for instance, so the Sun card, we know the Sun means like seizing life in this moment, carefreeness, abundance, et cetera, et cetera. And then I looked up sunflower because there's little sunflowers in this particular card.
Oh, cute.
Sunflower means abundance, prosperity, spiritual guidance. That's what this card actually means. And that's just one little element within the card. I think I have naked somewhere. I don't know, like naked baby or baby. But it's like new, it's like a new growth. It's like free spirit. It's like seizing the moment, opportunity. And that's kind of what naked baby means. For city, it means a sense of community. And then for instance, there's the card that I'm looking for. Watch me not be able to find it.
I'll find it.
I thought I took it out though. So the Four of Pentacles, you see there's like, there's a man, he has the 4 pentacles and behind him is the city. And so the city means community, but this card means that like he's not even taking notice of the city behind him. He's hoarding everything to himself. He's doing everything on his own. That's what this card means, that he's kind of ignoring the city. He's ignoring his community. He's not allowing himself to be part of the union of the community spirit. He's a miser. He's doing it all by himself. And I'm like, that's what this card means. So even like some major ones are like mountains. So mountains are major obstacles. And I think we talked about the Hermit the other day, and we talked about how it talks about attainment of goals and spiritual knowledge and learning more. And if you see, he's standing on top of the mountain. So if someone's standing on top of the mountain, what would that kind of mean? That you've conquered some major obstacles, that you are in the place where you're able to look from a bigger perspective down below of the things that you've accomplished, and you're allowed to share that with others. And it's wisdom. I think white beard means wisdom, which is what this guy has, a white beard, lanterns, like showing the way. I'm like, oh my God, this the card is easily mapped out. So as much as I knew that all these symbols meant something, I understood what they each meant. I found it really, really cool that I looked it was the Dream Dictionary that I got all these definitions of all these things, and it tells exactly what each of these cards mean. I was like it's like exact. Like I hadn't gone as deep as to do all the colors, but the colors are going to relate to it as well. And you know, with numerology, you know that relates to it as well. But I just was like, I was kind of mind blown how accurate the Dream Dictionary was to being able to interpret just a random tarot card. And so another thing that I do, and like I kind of make you do it sometimes too, is if you have something happen in your life, I look at, well, maybe talk about like the cockroaches.
Oh my God. Okay, so the past 2-3 weeks, I've been haunted by these cockroaches, and it's cockroach season in Australia. But I live in Brisbane, and so they have a specific word for it, or like a specific term, but I can't remember it off the top of my head, of course. But it is cockroach season, and so this normally happens, and there's a huge problem down south, either in Sydney or Melbourne. I'm not in any of those places. I am up north.
Hello, everyone, and good morning.
Sorry. I'm trying to find the definition dream moods, and like another podcast popped up that's not relevant. I'm just trying to find the definition, but go on.
All good. So anyways, I am like dealing with these cockroaches because they just keep coming into my life. I'm not afraid of bugs. I'm not afraid of spiders. I used to be afraid of spiders. I have conquered that fear. I am not afraid of spiders anymore. I'm not afraid of snakes, which is great because Australia is home to so many dangerous snakes. But cockroaches are terrifying. They scare the shit out of me, and they are disgusting, and I just don't like them. And this is probably why the universe has been sending me cockroaches, because this is how I am able to listen. It grabs my attention. So the first instance of this cockroach appearing to me, I think it was, I'm just trying to think. was probably sometime in the beginning of January. We were eating outside. We were having a barbecue, just my flatmates and I. And then randomly a cockroach just, I think it was on my arm or something. Like it got into my arm. Yeah, it was like just right on my arm. And I like noticed it and I like flicked it away and it was like, oh my God, what the hell? Little did I know this was the beginning of the cockroaches haunting me. So a couple days go by, maybe a week goes by. I go into the washroom. It's like 4 a.m. and I'm like sitting in the toilet, and all of a sudden I see 2 cockroaches, and I've never seen this happen in this house. I see 2 cockroaches just going past the sink, and it's coming towards me, and then I'm like screaming at like 4 a.m, and I'm just like, I can't deal with this. Because one, I can't kill these bugs. I literally can't kill them, but I don't know what to do with them, so I just like go back into my room and hide. And then the next day, I wake up and I look to the washroom to see if they're still there, and there's 1 cockroach, and it's like on its back, and it's dead, and it's like near my toothbrush. So I know that this cockroach message is not for me. I mean, it's not for my flatmates, because they live in this house too. They're so my toothbrush is on this side. Their toothbrush is on the opposite side. The cockroach is on my freaking side. And it was dead. I'm like, this is clearly a message for me. And so like I disposed of this cockroach. What else happened?
Well, what I find is interesting though, so I looked up cockroaches, and the one thing that stood out for me, like I looked in the Dream Dictionary, stood out for me is that you need to reevaluate major aspects of your life. And you've been going through a spiritual upheaval right now. So I find that to be interesting. And what was the other thing it said? Hold on, let me find it. And it also signifies a renewal. Yeah. So it's a spiritual cockroach.
It was a spiritual cockroach. And the thing that terrified me is that I was looking for my hair extensions in my suitcase. Like 3 days ago, I don't know, very recently. And I opened my suitcase and 2 freaking cockroaches came out, and I was like, what the actual hell? And I was like freaking out, and I was texting you, and I was just like, I don't know what to do. I was like literally taking a shower in my own sweat because I was so scared. But I surrendered. I was like, you know what? Okay, this is asking me to be authentic with myself and to really evaluate and just like completely surrender. So I did. And then the cockroaches were gone. I looked in my suitcase the next day. It was gone. I went to set them free outside. Set them free. They were nowhere to be seen. Absolutely nowhere to be seen. And I have not seen a cockroach since.
So I guess there's some sort of cleansing or something. You must have completed some sort of cycle in your renewal stage or something like that. So. Say again?
I really hope so. I mean, I know this is in relation to my relationships because it was 2. I always saw 2 cockroaches. It was either 1 or it was 2. It was never more than 2. It was never 3. It was never 4. It was always 2. Occasionally I'd see 1. So I know it had to do with how I was processing relationships. That being said, I thought I had already dealt with all of this because I was having this one-on-one talk, like very serious conversation with my now boyfriend. And then that whole suitcase situation thing happened. And I was like, I don't understand it.
So what I find interesting though is that like, even though it's a situation that's happening in your waking life, that you can actually look into the Dream Dictionary to see what it is actually representing subconsciously. Because like we know, we've talked about it many times, is like everything that we see in our waking life is a representation of what's going on the inside. So whether that be subconscious thoughts or limiting beliefs or whatnot, all that is going to be represented in your outer life. So I think one time when we were living together, there was like a big flood in the kitchen and the bathroom, and all the water was flooding everywhere. And I don't remember specifically what was going on with me, but like I was going through a lot of like not allowing my emotions to flow, and like I was not allowing things to be as easy breezy as I would maybe I'd hope. And when I looked up, you know, plugged or clogged or explosion of faucet, it kind of was talking about my emotionally blocked, not allowing my emotions to flow, blah, blah, blah. Something exactly parallel to what was going on in my waking life. So I'm just suggesting that anytime anything significant happens in your waking life, to sometimes, if you want to maybe have some clues as to what is actually going on, you can actually take a look into the dream dictionary and see how that is a symbol of something that might be going on in your subconscious, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how does then, okay, so with knowing that it's the dream month right now, it's the dream cycle, it's like, how can we use our subconscious to actually cultivate things? Like, are we supposed to just like hang out there and rest, or?
Yeah, you need to do a lot of resting right now. A lot of resting, which is very hard if you are a fire sign or an air sign. It's very hard to do any of that because we like movement. We like being able to do stuff. We will do that. We'll do that next month.
And I'm a thinker, honey.
No, I know you're a thinker.
Oh, well, I just had to interject. When I was watching that Deborah video about air, and it's like, oh, you should have a few of these. I was like, I have every single one of the negative and positive of the air signs, like traits. Like, not like, oh, you should have 6 or 7. And I'm like, I had like all of them. I was like, okay, I'm hardcore air, like hardcore air.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. But right now with Pisces season, you can't use any of that air because it's going to drive you crazy. It's going to drive you absolutely crazy. So you need to sit with that energy. You need to be able to process everything that's been happening to you over the past 12 months, reevaluate your goals, really fine tune and figure out where you want to take them. And then that will set you, basically, it will set you onto the path of going into that whole Aries energy of new beginnings, starting something new and just charging.
But what do I do now?
Now you need to work on that water energy and
do nothing.
And do nothing, which is not what an air sign wants to hear, not what a fire sign wants to hear, because we want to do stuff. I mean, that being said, you can do stuff, but like you do need to take a lot of time to rest and rejuvenate and focus on the inner world. Otherwise, you may get another flood. We don't want that.
I feel like I'm so emotional. I cry really easily. I relate to movies. Like I can cry on the spot. Like I'm empathetic. Like if like I see a sad commercial, tears. Like, so how much more emotional do I need to be? Like I know that I'm an air sign and I don't get it, but I actually don't get it.
Yeah, no, I get that. There's like that clash between, you know what you're supposed to feel. You know what you're supposed to feel, but you don't actually fully feel it.
But I don't get what I'm not feeling if I'm emotionally full. Like, if I'm crying, am I not actually crying?
No, you are. But I think that's the Aquarius energy. It's like you have that disconnection, which is good, which is very good for you, because I think you would just be a complete emotional nutcase.
Ew.
So the Aquarius is saving you because you are so sensitive. So I think this is good.
I don't understand.
No, I think this is good. You're perfect.
Okay, I feel like, what? Sorry.
No, I just think that you just need to, like, whatever it is that you're doing right now, I know you say that you're not really doing anything, but you are. You're doing a lot of things. You're doing a lot of things. But, like, just enjoy this time of rest and rejuvenation, because you're not going to get this again until Cancer season.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I'm fine with not getting, like, I need to manifest some things. And sometimes you actually have to do some things. You know what I mean? I understand, allow, and things are going to come to you. And, like, you know.
Yeah, no, you can manifest. It's a great time to manifest right now. Pisces energy is a great time to manifest right now.
Okay, so intuitively, I want to ask you a question, what you think. So I remember I told you about, I started a meetup group for learning the art of manifestation.
Mm-hmm.
I told you that?
Yeah.
And then I also started one called Tarot Junkies.
Yeah.
Both of them have almost 100 like members each. One has over 100, I think, and one is almost 100. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm going to need to find a space. And so I was talking with my mentor, I guess, today, and she's like, well, maybe instead of finding a space, because then you'd have to charge money, like maybe you should do it in the format kind of like what we're doing right now, and then you teach lessons or like have an interactive space, because I can have multiple people on this platform. I can have, I think, up to like 30 people. And so like you can have like an online meetup, and then once I have that meetup, then I can like figure out my audience that'll trust me, and then I can progress into finding a space and having an in-person meetup, just so that I'm not preventing myself from doing the meetup because I don't have the space. How does that resonate for you?
I think that's fantastic. I absolutely love that, especially coming into the next few months, like in May. So Uranus is coming into Taurus, and so Uranus is all about the internet. And I feel like people are just going to gravitate more towards the internet anyway. Yeah. And then I think that'll be great, because they'll be able to utilize that in terms of your business as well. Like if you wanted to further develop your own business and promote that, I think it'd be a great platform.
And good practice too for utilizing the space in that way, as opposed to in person. Because I don't think that any of the programs that I want to do, I want to have an in-person element. So, okay. And then the second thing I want to run by you. So I kind of mentioned that I wanted to start a meetup for people like me that are looking for their divine life partner who's spiritually open, and kind of in the same kind of vibration, we'll say, that I'm in, that I'm interested in. And so I've not, in my physical life, have not met that many people that check those boxes off as of yet. So then I was thinking of starting a meetup group that would be people like me that haven't been able to meet up with the person that, like, their divine life partner. So I was thinking, and I was talking to a friend of mine, of starting a group called Conscious Connections, where people that are interested in different modalities, whether it be traditional Chinese medicine, acupuncture, all that stuff, or as far as yoga, or as far as even people that follow a plant-based diet, for them to be able to come together and do activities together, or meet together, or, you know, go on a hike together, whatever it is, doing group activities with like-minded people who are single, that either would be looking for a relationship or just looking to find a community of like-minded people outside of their friend group right now.
I think that's cool.
I'm like, cool. Am I gonna create a new conscious dating site? Is that what's part of my life?
Maybe. I do intuitively feel like love is going to be a huge factor for you in terms of your business. I think you're going to specialize it, like, in it. So why not?
Because I know the contrast of it is what I'm experiencing right now, right? I'm looking for the clarity.
Yeah, and you'll get your clarity. But I think that's fantastic.
All right.
A lot of people would be interested in that.
So I guess I'm doing that while I'm doing nothing.
Just right now, you're not doing anything.
I have to do these things now, though.
Well, okay, so then you can use this time to brainstorm and just like really fine tune and figure out exactly how you want to progress. You can't just do something without having a game plan.
What do you mean?
Well, like, just take this time to really fine tune and understand where you want to take this. Like, where you want
well, but the first step would be starting the group and seeing what the response is. That's how, like, I know that, like, I need to start doing more with the other two groups, just because of the fact that people are like, when are we meeting? And I'm like, So
Okay.
Creating the group also creates what needs to be done next a little bit. For that conscious connection one, I don't think I need to do that much with it. I think I just like need to start it and just see how that one flows. The other two, I game plan wise, I just going to think about what I want to share each week, or what I want, if I'm like, I haven't decided if I want to take a teacher role or if I want to take a group collaboration role. Like, I'm not sure. I feel like teacher makes more sense.
Okay.
Agree or disagree?
Yeah, I'm getting teacher. I'm feeling teacher.
Now with your dreams, sorry, back to dreams. Do you keep a dream dictionary or anything like that, or a dream journal? Sorry.
Yeah, I've been journaling everything. So like you said, with your waking life in the physical world, I write down all my synchronicities as well. You can look this up for me. What do spiders represent? Because I haven't looked that up yet.
Spiders. Okay, let me look that up. Let me teach a tip. So when I was young, I used to be really good at lucid dreaming. I could do it all the time. I didn't have to think about it. And then I wanted to be able to learn how to do it now. So if you want to lucid dream right now, start asking yourself in your waking life, like you can either pinch yourself or do something like, and ask, am I awake or am I dreaming? Am I dreaming? Am I awake? Like constantly be asking yourself that in your day-to-day life. So maybe every hour, set your alarm to be like, to ask yourself, pinch yourself, am I awake? Am I dreaming? And so if you do it all the time while you're awake, in your subconscious, you'll still be doing it when you're sleeping. So you'll ask yourself while you're asleep, am I awake? Am I dreaming? And you'll be able to recognize, most people will be able to recognize eventually that, oh, I am dreaming. And then they might be able to take some control of their dream and maybe work through some of like their subconscious beliefs that while they're in there. You can do whatever you want in your lucid dreaming. Like, it's like kind of cool. I've traveled, I've astral projected, like I've done like so much crazy stuff like while I'm in the lucid world. But I haven't been focused enough recently, or last probably 10 years, to be able to do it. But
I feel like it might be easier now, like right now in this whole Piscean energy. So try it. You should try it right now.
I'm gonna try it, and I have to start doing my dream dictionary again because I want to see what's going on. What's been cleared? What do I need to know? What do I need to remember? What other types of dream stuff are there?
That's all I know right now. Lucid dreaming. I know there are different brain waves that you can access, but I don't know the differences.
Also, as a suggestion, is if you're looking to say, like, you have a problem in your waking life, right before you go to sleep and right after you wake up are the perfect times to be able to connect with the divine. So it's like it's kind of like the moments before you actually start having thought. Deborah was kind of mentioning it's like the almost before your first breath in the morning, and like I really loved how she kind of displayed the 4 elements throughout your day. I thought that was really cool. But so in that moment you're in, I believe it's still in the theta state, but I could be wrong for there. I need to double check that. But it's like you're still in a conscious connection with the divine. You're kind of in the meditative state. You're able to actually channel information from the divine. And so putting a question or a concern or something into that space and ask for your angels, your guides to show you the answers in your dreams, they usually will come out. And then when you're in that waking state in the morning, that's when they'll be illuminated for you. So if you want to practice that, that's actually that's a really interesting thing to do. Like, it could be anything. Be like, is it for my highest and best good to blah, 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 and put that in, have your dreams. Sometimes you'll even answer these things in your dreams, but when you wake up, usually it pops up right then in that moment, the answer. Or maybe sometimes when you shower, because you're also like not thinking about anything.
Shower meditation. Kind of.
Shower meditation. Okay, spiders. Hold on. Are you seeing this in your real life, or did you dream about them?
No, I don't dream about them. I see them in my real life. And when I go to the shops, I end up walking to the shops. So I see a lot of feathers as well.
Feathers. I'm like, feather? What's a feather? I'm like, oh, feather.
Yeah.
Oh, I can tell you what feathers mean. Well, feathers, okay. So one thing that feathers can mean, it could be a sign from the divine. So sometimes angels leave you feathers. It kind of knows that you're connected. It's kind of like seeing 111, 222, 333. Feathers are kind of like also a little nod from the universe that lets you know that you are connected and that you are being supported. Where did I write feathers? I need to put this in alphabetical order now. Feather. Oh, see, it's lightheartedness and enjoyment of life.
So what if they're black?
Okay, let me look up black and then, no, let me look at spider and then I'll look up black. And then I'm going to put on glasses.
Because there was a day where it was just all black. And normally I see like the fluffy white ones.
Okay, I'm not sure. So to see a spider in your dream indicates that you are feeling like an outsider in some situation. Or perhaps you want to keep your distance and stay away from an alluring and tempting situation. The spider is also is symbolic of a feminine power or an overbearing mother figure in your life. Alternatively, a spider refers to a power force protecting you against your self-destructive behavior. If you kill a spider in your dream or in your real life, then it symbolizes misfortune and bad luck. So don't do that. To see a dead spider in your dream implies that you have overcome some strong feminine temptation. Dreaming of a multicolored rainbow spider? No, that didn't happen. Did you see it spinning a web?
I saw 10 and I saw 10 spiders all in this. Yeah, there's like a collective of spiders, basically.
Okay, so see a spider spinning a web in your dream signifies that you will be rewarded for your hard work. You will be promoted in your job or recognized for your achievement in a difficult task. Spiders are a symbol of creativity due to the intricate webs they spin. On a negative note, spiders may indicate feeling of being entangled or trapped in a sticky or clingy relationship. It represents some ensnaring and controlling force. You feel that someone or some situation is sucking the life right out of you. Alternatively, if a spider is spinning a web in your dream, then it could be a metaphor for the World Wide Web or global communication. No. To see a spider climbing up a wall in your dream denotes that your desire will soon be realized. To dream of a spider coming down on you from the ceiling indicates that you're unable to escape from some relationship. If you dream of baby spiders, then they symbolize a new or recent relationship. You didn't get bitten by a spider? No. Did you eat a spider? No. A spider with multiple eyes. Ew.
Gross.
Gross. So gross. Why did this say multiple eyes? Like,
they have multiple eyes.
Well, I think it's in the dream though. Ew, so that's a common dream. That's so gross. Let's see if I can look up the color black. And then we'll put it as like the opposite of a white fluffy feather. Let's see if that works. Black cat, black eye, black hole, black light. Oh, I'm probably to find colors somewhere. What else do you want to talk about, Jane?
Okay, so if I saw 10 spiders.
Okay, well, it's the number 10. You know that means it's like a new beginning with lessons learned. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, and what do we're learning about the spider? So it's saying that it could be a creativity renewal. It could be about relationships. So it could be the fact that right now you're in a new relationship and you've taken all the lessons that you've learned from your past karmic relationships up until now. And so you're seeing it kind of formulate in front of your eyes right now, a new beginning.
Oh, well, I like that.
What do you think it means?
I was thinking a new beginning as well. I wanted to know what your interpretation was.
Well, that's what the influence of the Like, were you scared of the spiders? Were you enamored? Were you excited? Were you like wowed? How did you feel when you saw them?
They were really cool. And then after I thought, like, these are spiders, and they're not very, like, they're not the nicest things to look at, but their webs work really cool. I was enamored by their webs, but, like, the actual spider itself was so, like, they're huge. They're like huntsmen.
Ew. You're just like, oh.
That big.
Oh my, there was 10 of them that big?
10, yeah, 10 webs. I counted.
Jane, I don't know how you can be living there right now because it's like so nasty. I mean, I'm sure I've never been to Australia. I believe that it's a beautiful country. I'm just saying that these giant like insects that are just not cute. I just am not feeling it.
They are not cute.
Like, I don't want a spider that I can put a leash on. At all. It's kind of gross.
Well, what do you see in your waking life?
Right now, being late. I don't know what that means, actually. Lateness. I'm gonna look up the Dream Dictionary if something triggers for me. Hold on. Oh, I have like an Ankh keychain. And so an Ankh, it means empowerment, infinity and infinite knowledge, sexual connection, or eternity. Actually, I'm just gonna tell you a few of these cool definitions. So armor, so there's like on all like the knights in the tarot, they're all wearing armor. And so it means like invincible and superiority. I'm like, of course the knights would mean that, you know what I mean? Like, cause like not all the other court cards have like, are covered in armor, but the knights are. And like the knights, pardon me?
I never thought about that. That's a really great interpretation of that.
Yeah, and like they're charging and they're moving forward, but they are invincible. Like, and that's what the knights are. They're just like, go, 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 like fearless, like just powering through things, you know? In the death cards, you have the skeleton. And even just the skeleton alone, it talks about death, transformation, and change, getting to the bottom of the matter, which is, I thought was an interesting portion to that, because with the death card, it's about, new beginnings. It's about transformation, but it's like knowing where you came from to know where you need to go to is like getting to the bottom of the matter as well. I was like, that's pretty insightful. So there's a flag in the death card. Let's see if I can find it. And flags, it means about mourning or letting go of the past. And I was like, well, of course, like, you know, if there's a transformation, sometimes like you don't actually want to move on. You don't actually want to move forward. Like you resist it sometimes, but you need to have it happen. And like sometimes mourning the former version of yourself is what needs to happen for you to step into the new version of yourself. And so you can see in the death card here, there's a flag there. So that's like the mourning. In some of the other cards, there's like a lizard. And do you see lizards over there? Do they have lizards?
Yeah. Yeah, I do see. What do lizards mean?
They mean emerging, creativity, and renewal.
Oh, like the cockroach.
Well, I think all these animals that are following you are talking about renewal and creativity, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So there's keys in some of these cards, which means opportunity, access, secret information, freedom. I'm like, obviously. There's some of the cards have castles in them. And so it's like talking about a position of power, prestige, wealth. In the Eight of Swords, there's like a woman blindfolded, and it's like trying to get to the center of the self. And I'm like, oh my God, this is like what this card means. Apple. So the apple is talking about knowledge and wisdom and prosperity. What else is cool? Pomegranate. So there's a lot of like, I think the pomegranate's on the Empress. Is it on the Empress? I don't think they're roses. I think they're pomegranates. And so that talks about fertility, good health, longevity. And that's exactly what the Empress card means, is that. And so I love how like meticulous, like each of these cards, every single symbol in each of these cards are a complete representation of what the actual card is, quote unquote, is supposed to mean. Right? Is there any symbols in any cards that you've always been curious about?
Well, now I'm going to look at my cards and ask. Yeah.
Birds, aspiration, hope, spiritual freedom. I'm like, yeah, obviously. Wreaths, there's a lot of cards that have wreaths, and it means honor, celebration, completeness. Oh, especially the 6 of Wands. Let's see if I can find that. That's a good one. That's a good one. Where are you? Okay, can't find you. But the star, where's the star in my notes? Okay, no, blizzard. So there's a blizzard. So the 5 of Pentacles talks about the blizzard. And so this card, like when I read it, it's always like, oh, there's the church. You're not seeing what's inside the church. You're not allowing people to help you. You're struggling on your own. It's a 5, so you know it's going to be struggle and turmoil. And when I look at blizzard, it means feeling left out, excluded, lack of love. And I'm like, that's exactly what this card could mean.
So sad. It's such a sad card.
It's a really sad card. Look at the guy. He's on crutches and like he's like in the snow.
He's so hurt. He needs help.
I even separately looked up all the court cards. So the knights mean honor, protection. A princess will be realizing full potential, symbol of youth and mental development. A king would be success, prestige, power, control. A queen would be influence and power, increased stature, intuition, and personal growth. The magician sometimes means trickery or disillusioned. And that's actually what I think of when I think of the magician reverse, is like trickery, illusion, like a false man, like someone not being a stand-up guy. And actual nighttime is also considered an obstacle in achieving goals. I'm like, these are so bang on. A trumpet, it's a warning signal. So like in the judgment, it's like da, 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 like warning signal, like you're gonna have to go and take a look at yourself and see what you've done throughout your life and how you want to move forward into the next phase. Gold coins in the 6 of Pentacles, it talks about success and wealth. And helping a beggar is overcoming any hardships or inadequacies. A hammer means power, strength, growth, and pursuing goals. I'm like, if you could probably picture some of the cards when I'm saying these, like, you know, these things, and you're like, oh, but that's exactly what the card means.
So what do clouds mean? Is that like the divine help or?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll see exactly what it says. Hold on. These are not in alphabetical order. I'm sorry. Clouds. Oh, just throwing it out there. Rainbow, hope, success, good fortune, fame. All the good is about to come after the rain. Oh.
Magical.
Yeah, rainbows are good. I know I wrote clouds somewhere, but I don't know where it is. But it is about, it depends on how the clouds are, though.
Okay, so like Ace of Pentacles, that's obviously like a good
gift from the, yeah, exactly, gift from the universe. But then, actually, I don't know where it is. I'm going to look it up. Okay, give me a second, unless you have something else.
Nope.
Snakes, you say you see a lot of snakes. Hidden fears, transformation, healing, knowledge, wisdom, self-renewal. I think you're maybe, okay, so it's interesting that all the insects and critters that you're seeing in Australia are completely paralleling what you're going through in your life.
Yeah, you know what though? I have not seen a physical snake since the last time I was here, which was in April of last year. So I haven't seen a physical, like a real snake, but I do see a fake snake. We have a fake, we have a fake snake at the bottom of our stairs. So
is that to scare off the real snakes?
I don't know. It's in there.
Okay, so to see fluffy white clouds in your dream signifies inner peace, spiritual harmony, and compassion. An issue in your waking life may be clearing up. To see dark and stormy clouds in your dream symbolizes depression or anger. It indicates an impeding eruption of emotions. Alternatively, it represents a lack of wisdom or confusion in some situation. Thus, the dream may be a metaphor for clouded your way of thinking. Spiritual harmony, though, I think is how you're in attunement with the spiritual world, is what I think of clouds in general. What else you got?
That's all I have so far. What do flags mean?
I never said. Wait, did I just? I said flag already.
Did you say flag?
I did. Hold on. Means mourning. Yeah, mourning, unable to let go of the past, surrender. The Pope, obviously, spiritual guidance, inspiration. Ropes, letting the heart guide you. So true. In the Seven of Pentacles, he's holding a hoe, and that's and he's like kind of weary, and he's but it's like breaking through barriers and limitations, and it's like absolutely it is. It's like he's been working hard, he's been struggling, he's been toiling, and it also says laying the groundwork, getting ready for growth, and I'm like that's exactly what he's doing in that card. Fire, well you'd know fire as you being a fire sign, but it means purification. The stained glass in some of the churches is about spiritual healing and enlightenment.
So much symbolism. It's amazing.
Well, and that's, I guess, like why I find tarot so fascinating is because it all relates to everything that I see in my waking life, in my dreaming life, and that's why the symbols they're universal. So anybody can read tarot cards without even knowing. Now we can see that we can read these cards without even knowing what the meaning of the cards are. If you just look at all the different symbols in them, you can say like, okay, well, what's going on in this card? And I think that even though I knew that, going through the Dream Dictionary really allowed me to really, really, really see that. That
allows you to go deeper. That's awesome.
Yes. Okay, so let's do our weekly reading on each other.
Okay. I need to come up with a list of questions because I always blank. Okay, so would it be in my highest and best good to do a video of a colorful zebra?
A color what?
A colorful zebra. Like a makeup colorful zebra.
Oh, I'm like, what are you talking about? A colorful zebra.
Yeah. Well, I had a session with Marina, and she's like, oh, I just envision you doing this colorful zebra. And I'm just like, that just does not connect with me at all. But I want to see what the cards say.
And I want to hear more about your session with Marina. Was it the one that you kind of told me a little bit about, or did you have another one?
No, that one. It was that one.
I still want to hear more. Okay. Is it for Jane's highest and best good to do a YouTube tutorial on a colorful zebra makeup look?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
No, why it doesn't seem so.
God.
Well, 5 means turmoil, obviously, and conflict. I don't even really know how to read this card for that question. Well, I mean, I guess it's kind of saying that, like, you're not really feeling it, so don't do something that you're not really interested in doing. Because you have, like, the full cups or this upright cups are kind of behind you. You're not even seeing really how that could benefit you.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it's the creativity. Maybe this is my This is how my guides were trying to.
Okay, maybe let's rephrase the question. Maybe she's seeing colorful zebra, but maybe that means like doing less natural makeup and maybe doing more creative makeup looks.
Okay.
How does that resonate with you, or is that a face that you're
better.
making?
No, that's
better. Okay, so is it for Jane's highest best good to do a little bit more creative looks, like more editorial looks on YouTube? That's kind of fun.
That's fun. That resonates.
Like, you like editorial stuff.
I love editorial. That resonates. The colorful zebra thing.
Colorful zebra is Marina's version of editorial looks. Okay. So is it for Jane's highest best good to start doing cool, inspired, editorial, creative looks on YouTube? Oh, tell me when.
No.
Okay, it's the same card anyways. It's better.
Huh. Okay.
Better. So it's a 9, so it's completion. But okay, but he's battered and bruised, but he's not broken. So it's kind of saying that you actually, like, I think it's saying that you're kind of scared to actually do that. Like you're kind of holding on for dear life, even though all the other wands are sticking firmly into the ground, when you're holding on to this one that you think is like kind of unstable. Mm-hmm. But I think it's showing you that everything that you've done up until now, creatively wise, have like, it's stuck. It's been solid. It's been firm. Like all your wands are growing over there. They're stable. So this is saying actually to me that this is exactly what you need to be doing.
Okay.
And I think it's a really good idea.
This is my homework for.
Like, I know you love doing Pinterest like lookbooks, but like getting creatively inspired to do awesome, cool editorial looks on YouTube. I haven't looked for it yet, but I don't think I've seen anybody do that yet. Right now, all people are really doing is like really nice contoured beauty looks, which are great. And I know you're not into contour look, but like I would love to be able to go online and be like, okay, like I have this like palette that has like 25 like bright colors. What the heck do I do with it? And so, I mean, I think that you have, especially for like makeup artists that are not creative, because there's people that are doing makeup that aren't creative. I think it could be a really good opportunity for you to be inspired while you're playing with makeup.
Okay.
How does it make you feel?
Excited.
Really?
Yeah, I'm excited.
I think it's so cool. I think it's a really good idea, Jane. Like, not gonna lie, your rainbow unicorn zebra. Or rainbow, what was it?
It was a rainbow zebra.
But no, I think, I actually really think that's like right up your alley. Like I can see even like photographers being like, oh my God, I love the different types of looks that you come up with. Let's conceptualize a shoot. Or like, a stylist being like, oh my God, I love that look. Can you do this look for you know what I mean? And so what if you became like an authority of like editorial looks? Because not all makeup artists have that gift.
Yeah, no, that'd be amazing. That'd be my dream job.
Like Pat McGrath is like, let's get Jane on our team to like give our makeup team an education on like how to do really cool looks. What?
I would cry. That would be incredible.
So I think that YouTube is a perfect platform for you to try that, and I'm in it.
Cool.
I don't have any rainbow zebras to give you. Okay, let me think. What do I need to know right now? Okay, well, just maybe if conscious connections will actually be how I connect with my divine life partner, or is it, how I will connect with mine.
So is it through conscious connections that you will meet your divine partner? Mm-hmm. Okay. Tell me when.
When? You tell me what that card's about.
Well, it's not upright, so I think it's good.
True.
I think if it was upright, I'd be concerned, but because it's not upright, I think there are some thoughts in your head that are blocking you from attracting this right now. What do you think?
Well, upright, that card means thinking, overthinking, creating things that don't actually exist. What did my teacher say? I can't remember. She has like this really cute saying, but I can't remember right now. Sometimes though, in the reverse though, it means like depression, anxiety, that type of thing. But in regards to my question, I should not think about it, but that's not answering my question.
Well, maybe by not thinking about it and disconnecting from it, you'll be able to attract it.
Maybe. Okay, let's do another one. I want another card. I hate that card. Let's do okay, I just want to know what's on the horizon for my acting career.
What is on the horizon for Chantel's acting career? Tell me when.
It's the Nine of Swords. I'll kill it. When? Yay!
Amazing!
New creative beginning! Yay! Gift from the universe! Finally!
An exciting time.
I hope so. Actually, will you look and see if there was this commercial audition that I did. I had a callback. And it's not like I don't care about commercials. Like for me, commercials are it's actually just like a lottery, and like, you know, it has to do with the look, it has to do with the kid, like it has to do like it's just they see so many people, like it's not necessarily about your talent, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just landing one right now, it just would be perfect for me to be able to relax a little bit. I would be able to take a step back. I wouldn't be worried so much as to what's happening tomorrow. I would be able to sit a little bit with more ease in the now. So I'm not sure if like my son in it, because it's all about the kid, he's 4, is the right pick. So do you see a Rice Krispie commercial in my future? Yeah, so is it in my highest best good to book this Rice Krispie commercial so I can relax?
Highest and best good to book this Rice Krispie commercial. Tell me when.
When? We talked about this card.
But it's in reverse.
Well, in the reverse, because upright would mean that I'm planting the seeds and that like I'm kind of waiting for things to cultivate and to manifest. But in the reverse, would that mean that I'm blocking the manifestation of it?
You could be saying that you are not really concerned about the whole commercial thing.
Wait, say that again?
Well, you just said that you don't really, you see the whole commercial thing being kind of like a lottery, so you don't really put that much energy and emphasis in it. So maybe that's creating a block.
Yeah, it could be. So you think that I should put the intention that I would like to book the commercial?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's saying that like that I'm kind of not investing in this commercial, so maybe then it's not going to be attracted to me because I'm putting in the energy of apathy as opposed to desire, and so I'm getting more apathy. which means complacency. That means like don't care. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that means that it's still it still hasn't been decided.
Yeah, I don't think there's a definite outcome yet. So I think if you changed it.
Give it to me. I'll take it. I love Rice Krispies. Like, come on, my little kid, eat these Rice Krispies. Oh, listen to them. Oh my God. That's the commercial, like, actually. Okay, fine. I'll have a Rice Krispie commercial. I don't mind at all. And the little kid, he made me laugh. He wasn't really good at taking directions, but like his laugh was so cute. Like little black kids are really cute. So hopefully, because when he was laughing, like everybody in the room was laughing, that could be the sell. But there could be other kids that were better at taking directions. I don't know, but
positive vibes.
Yeah, I'll take that commercial. I love it. I love Rice Krispies. Kellogg's is for my life. Kellogg's is like.
I love that.
I am Kellogg's. I'm Mrs. Kellogg's.
And I mean, hey, it falls into your whole acting career, right? I got the Ace of Wands, so this enthusiasm is great.
Yay! I love Kellogg's.
Supporting it.
Okay, enough with me. I'm over myself. Okay. Thanks for anybody that's made it this far. If you want to send any questions on any topics that you'd like Jane or I to discuss, send it to newageology101@gmail.com. If you want to find us both on Instagram, it's going to be at newageology101. You can find me at shanfranfran or at Misty_Arrow, or Jane at
Jane Malonga _.
And if you want to see a colorful zebra, go to.
That's not gonna happen. But any of my future YouTube videos, that will be on jmalonga.stylist on Instagram.
So yeah, if you're looking for a colorful zebra, go to Jane Malonga Stylist on Instagram. So please subscribe to our channel right over here, and share this with your friends, because we have fun doing what we're doing. So we hope you will learn something and enjoy doing it or learning with us, right?
Yeah.
What about cockroaches and
no more cockroaches
and gigantic spiders?
The spiders are fine. I can deal with the spiders, but no more cockroaches. No more.
No more. Okay, bye guys. Bye guys. Bye.